Listen here, girl. I know you think it's a game, but it is absolutely not. Okay, this is the energy supplement from Just Move Supplements. That's right. It's damn near all gone, girl, and that's because I had to get that energy up so I can complete the workout, so I can give y'all this body, this transformation, get into it. Okay, and I'm done working out now, so that's why we're moving on to the protein shake. Oh yes, it's already in there, girl. It's already made right here. This is the mixture of the banana pudding, the chocolate cake, and the buttercream cupcake. And you really want to be fancy, you can go ahead and add that blueberry muffin if that's what you want to do, girl. But for me, it's these three right here. Okay, you put that with some almond milk, you mix it all up in honey. Okay, your muscles have gained life, new energy, agility. Get into it, okay? Just Move Supplements. Thank you very much. Hold up, Chief. Okay, don't forget about that TLC NutriBurst to get that multivitamin powder, because we all need a little extra. And child, if you want that sea moss that go down smooth, don't come up rough, okay? Get into the TLC Nautica sea moss. Yes, get that from me. And child, if your stomach hurt and you need to move some things around so you can be free, okay, go ahead and get that ISO tea down below in the description box. Get it all from me. Come on in, come on in, come on in, not come on in, not come. Sorry, y'all know I'm weird, whatever.
Hey everybody, what's up? It's your girl BondyBlue. So let's go ahead. Hey everybody, what's up? It's your girl BondyBlue. Okay, follow me on Instagram and let's get into the video, right?
Girl. Girl, listen. I am getting ready to talk to y'all about Ratchet Reality, not Real Housewives, Love and Hip Hop Family Reunion, and Joseline's Cabaret. Okay, we're gonna talk about Joseline's Cabaret first. The girls are fighting online. I'm just reading this tweet or something where Kay Capri replies to Lollipop. She's a colorist and homophobic. I wouldn't like her flat face, flat ass, Dyson built body ass if I was y'all. But y'all will see. She get 2 minutes in every episode. Nobody wants to see you. Oh, she mad. Nobody likes her. Oh my God. Okay, so I'ma just, y'all, that was what I scrolled to. But what I saw first was Kevin Samuels and Nicki Minaj on live, and she rated herself a 7, and of course Kevin disagreed. Child, I'm literally looking at them even talking to each other like, why is this happening if not for Nicki trying to be, seen this week? I guess she has music coming out, because that's the only reason I could think of for this type of fool the fuck who niggatry, as my girl Roxanne would say. Girl, DJ Academics card gets child. I'm gonna give y'all a BondyBlue show tomorrow, or maybe even when I come back from getting my haircut. We'll just see, because I feel like I'm gonna be tired. It was Photoshop. What was Photoshop? Nicki is being manipulative again. Like, he was gushing. Girl, Nicki is hitting the campaign hard. She was on like 6 shows this morning. Yeah, I heard her talking to L'Oreal about how she doesn't work with the city girls because the city girls don't like her. And listen, not Kitten Hill Samuels. Yes, girl, huh? Kitten Hill Samuels was on. It wasn't a real interview. Of course, it wasn't a real interview. Kay Capri was online arguing with a fan because she went back to the girlfriend that beat her, and she was defending her against everybody. Child, Kay Capri is a mess. All these girls are a mess. All of these girls are a mess. And I think it's so contradictory and weird, because Joseline is asking for girls to be like her. You want them to be humbuggish. You want them to be fighting and jumping people, but you only want them to do that when you want them to do that, because otherwise you have an issue with them. Y'all not here for that, but you mad at the girls if they are not fighting. Like, I know they wanted us to, look at Chanel like, ill, but I honestly felt bad for Chanel. I don't know what happened in Chanel's life for her to come back into this situation, but all I see is somebody that sees opportunity and money, somebody who is used to being exploited, somebody that is used to dealing with abuse, so she drinks it away and allows for people to embarrass and abuse her because she sees it as opportunistic, because she sees it as benefit to her, but it's really not a benefit to her, because the abuse that I see Chanel going through on this show, all of the women, but specifically Chanel is drinking to get through. Like, I'm watching Chanel slurring and drinking because she is trying to deal with being the one that doesn't like to fight, and so people are constantly fucking with her. And the thing for me is that there are two things that can happen. Either Chanel can continue to just drink and ignore y'all, or she can do what I would like for her to do. I'm not going to say that. I don't want her to do this. But in my imagination, if this were not real, I would want her to threaten to stab somebody in the throat with a bottle and cut them. Don't hurt them like bad. Don't kill them, but cut them. And it's because I feel like I don't know what else would make them stop. Like, me personally, I learned in high school that you gotta back bitches up off you, because if you don't, they're gonna keep fucking with you. And that's what they're doing to Chanel. And Joseline is letting them do it because for some reason she's so disgusted by Chanel because she feels like Chanel is a fake ass bitch. The truth of the matter is, Lexi Blow is not loyal to Chanel. Lexi Blow let everybody gang up on Chanel when they were at that photo shoot, walking through, making her little slide comments and coming in every now and again. But ultimately, she did not do anything to show loyalty to Chanel. So when Chanel was giggling about what she was saying, and Joseline sitting up there talking about you were supposed to have her back because y'all, no. Chanel should have been like, excuse me, that bitch didn't have my back when them hoes was getting in my ass at the photo shoot. So what do I need to have her back for? I have my own back. And my own back said, bitch, you said that shit. Don't look for me to lie for you after you sat up here and let these hoes rag tag me for a good 2-3 hours at that photo shoot while you was just walking around quietly, lackadaisically saying shit and drinking and allowing them to give me the business. So no, bitch, I wasn't going to come to your defense. And because the truth of the matter is, you calling Chanel a fake ass bitch, but Chanel is actually very real. Chanel is the only one that's honest. She's the only one that's honest because she's the only one that is in a place that you can tell, I don't even really care. I'm here for the check. I'm here so I can get more followers, so that I can make more money, so that I can eventually not have to do this type of shit. But I'm just go through it, let them talk to me crazy, let them deal with me any kind of way. As long as I got a joint and a drink in my hand, then I'm good. That's what Chanel is on. And that shit is sad to me. It's sad. It's sad. Okay. Anyway, so let's go ahead and get into the notes of it all now that I've gotten my initial feelings about this shit off my chest. So y'all, Gaia got jumped by the girls. Did not like that. I don't like when y'all jump people. Lollipop and the Raven bitch. I know it. Lollipop, Raven, and what's the other girl who fuck with Raven? I don't even remember those miscellaneous ass bitches names like that. Hold up. Let me see. It's in my Canva. Hold up. Because I'm just saying, they're not doing anything, but they want to be seen so badly, but they're not really doing anything. Hold up. Do I still have it up here? I think I might have accidentally got that, deleted it. And now I don't have the names of these hoes. Damn it. Anyway, Raven and her little girlfriend. I'm going to just say Raven and her little girlfriend because I don't care to remember the girl name anyway. Raven and her little girlfriend and Lollipop, I feel like were the main ones trying to jump Gaia. And I don't know why. I don't know what that was for. But I don't like when people jump people. I don't. Y'all, that's not something that, unless it's somebody that, like, for instance, when Lexi Blow and Chanel was sitting up there talking to Amber, that was the only time when I was like, I wish they'd jump her. Because we know Chanel can't fight. And I almost feel like Lexi can't really fight like that anyway. So I kind of was like, I wish that y'all would jump her because I'm tired of her. I am tired of her. So I don't really like when people jump people. So I just kind of feel like, can somebody who can fight come fight for Chanel? Can we do that? Okay. But either way, Gaia was jumped out the house. Okay, they said she was popping her dick suckers, as Joseline would say. She says that she was going to break Joseline's neck like a chicken when Joseline had all of them girls sitting on a bus, hot as fuck, tired, wanting to lay down and shit. Okay. So the ladies, she was like, she said she was gonna break my neck like a chicken. So the ladies felt the need to remove you out the house. And I felt like I needed to be a Jesus, and be like Jesus at this point. Okay. I'm gonna just turn the other cheek. And I was just like, this is not you turning the other cheek. This is you riling them hoes up with that that group think mentality to gang up on one person in defense of you. When if you were really like the boss of this shit, you would handle some of this instead of always like allowing the girls to like create all of this mania. It shows that you're not really a boss to me, but you allow all this chaos to take place because I think it makes you feel powerful. Like, ooh, look at me pulling the strings. When really you're not pulling no fucking strings. You think it take a lot? You think it take a lot to get these hoes rowdy and wanting to fight one another? They want to fight people, period, because they angry at life. Anyway, Gaia is outside calling herself the second coming of Christ, trying to have a moment so badly. Lexi comes up and tells her, listen, we trying to help you get your stuff. But it really came off like, girl, let me hurry up and throw your shit outside so you can go ahead and go. Lexi, I don't know what you thought you was trying to do, but your attitude was not giving what you were saying you were giving. Oh, let me help you. That's not what it was giving. It was like, come on, girl, get your stuff so you can go. That's what it was giving. Gaia says that she wants security because she don't trust them. Chanel was like, oh, all right, well, I'm going to just leave it where it is. Lexi Blow is the only one standing there at this point. Gaia says that she's going to start her own church where she can talk about Jesus all day. I said, well, that's what happened when you start your own church. You talk about Jesus. But if that's what you want to do, why are you here selling puss? Make it make sense for us, because it doesn't. Gaia says that Jocelyn ain't gonna fight her. She's too scared to fight her. And Lexi Blow, in true hope pimp mentality, speaks up for Jocelyn. She ain't scared of you. Jocelyn is absolutely scared of her. Jocelyn always gets scared when she don't know if she's going to win the fight. So she handles it differently. She do all that talking, but she do it from behind this group of girls, or she do it from behind security, or get this bitch out. Versus, oh, I'm gonna knock this hoe out. I'm gonna knock this hoe. Where that energy at? The girl said she was gonna cut your head off. What is knock this hoe out energy went? She is scared. Okay. So Lexi, like, what you want to do? You know what I'm saying? So homegirl start, confusing her with the wrestling move. Okay. You could tell homegirl had some type of wrestling training. Scoop Lexi, body slammed her on the floor, and you could see Lexi like hitting her. I don't know if them licks was doing anything. I don't know if those licks was doing anything. And I do feel like her back was probably hurting real bad after that, y'all. I felt like her back probably was hurting real bad after that, girl. And so Lexi was pissed off, so she decided to throw her luggage in the water. Amber, who was supposed to be cool with Gaia, then opens her luggage and starts going through her shit. And they find like a witchcraft book. That's what they kept calling it. Is this a witchcraft book? And then a Bible. And I was just kind of like, this is where things go extremely ignorant for me. Okay. I thought it was so funny watching Lexi talking shit, but limping her ass back into the house because that body slam did something to one of those ass cheeks. She can't fight. I don't think Lexi can fight at all. This is the thing for me. I just thought that was very weird. Chanel, Amber, all of y'all who decided to grab the girl's book and say, is this witchcraft? Is this witchcraft? And it's almost like, so I'm sorry. What do y'all think y'all are in some type of like superior like placement to Gaia because she might be on some witch shit? I was confused by that because it almost felt like, oh, Nan, look at her. Look at this witchcraft shit. Nanny boo, what is this? What is it? And it's just kind of like, y'all, the girl spiritual. Exactly. But to me, it was giving, we're trying to, be like, oh, she's the devil when everybody's walking around with their ass and titties out. And it was just kind of like, yo, what is happening? Y'all are all of, I'm sorry, y'all are of the bottom. Y'all are of the bottom. That's no disrespect, my girls, but y'all are of the bottom. Okay? Y'all are of the bottom. And when you are of the bottom, you can't act like you better than anybody for any other reason. Like, oh, y'all are Christian hoes and she's a witchcraft hoe. So there's a difference. Yeah, no, there's not. There's not. There's not. You know why there's not? Because essentially, neither the witchcraft nor the Christianity has aided in y'all not having to sell pussy to live. So it is of no consequence in this moment. Everybody is where? On the bottom. Okay. So moving on from there, the next day, Lexi wants to talk to Chanel about not having her back. But Wet Wet walks up and takes the attention away from that. So now they're going to save that conversation for later. Wet Wet walks up saying that Amber is still on her neck. We all know that Amber likes to have an issue with people. She's not like Sapphire. Sapphire will pop off once y'all like, y'all ain't got on her fucking nerves. And every now and again, she wanted to be a mean girl. But essentially, Sapphire was not somebody like walking around fucking with people just because. Her anger wasn't like that. So that's why it's like, girl, you're trying to be like Sapphire on 1,000. But the thing about Sapphire was that she was actually likable. People actually liked her, even though she was on the rah-rah shit. Okay. She still had moments when she was so likable. And you like Sapphire. Okay. Like there was just something about her that, yeah, you crazy bitch, and we wish you didn't do that to your ass. But we also understand you, girl. We get it. You know what I mean? Amber, on the other hand, you're coming off like a bitter, hating ass bitch. And I don't even know what to do about somebody that just wants to have a problem with everybody for the sake of having a problem with somebody. That's weird as fuck. You need to take care of that because that's an internal issue that you got going on. And you're trying to act like, oh, this girl's aggravating me. This girl's doing this. Ultimately, Wet Wet should not be bothering anybody like that. Why is Wet Wet bothering y'all? It doesn't even make sense. She's annoying, but she's doing what she's supposed to be doing. Like, she's being an extra ass, hot pocket. Like, she's being an extra ass hot pocket around here. Like, I don't know what y'all want from the girl, but she's doing what she's supposed to be doing. And I feel like because she is a weak in your eyes, she's weak in your eyes because she's not on the humbuggy shit. Because she's on the sexy, whatever, bitch, y'all hating on me, titties, everybody's been molested, okay? Everybody's been molested, but y'all have been beat and molested, and she's just been, like, that's the vibe it's given. Like, everybody's fucked up, but y'all are angry and fucked up, and y'all are recognizing that her fucked upness is a little bit softer than yours. So now you're going to, like, extra fuck with her. And it's like, it's crazy because everybody obviously has the same type of trauma going on. Everybody has the same type of trauma going on. She was our drunk auntie. Sapphire, that is so funny. Okay, and it's true. Joseline, Lexi is still mad that Gaia body slammed her, for sure. Oppression Olympics. Yeah, in a way. Absolutely. So Joseline, I'm sorry, if y'all am I being too honest about how I see these things? I'm sorry. But everybody here is giving me, uncle, daddy, nigga down the street, stepdaddy, mama, boyfriend, like, unfortunately, it's given nobody protected us. And so now we are transactional, angry women because nobody protected us. That's what it's giving. Joseline is mad at Chanel for being a fake ass bitch and siding with the other girls. She brings Lexi Blow and Chanel to the club and asks why she flipped. You're supposed to lie for Lexi. And Chanel says that she told the truth. She agrees that she should keep it in the house after much conversation of them going back and forth about Chanel having to have Lexi Blow's back because they both was on the same season. And then Chanel says that she took initiative to get the girls to create a dance to show Joseline. And Joseline was like, well, that's not what I asked you to do. Okay? Because obviously I have another plan. It's like, so you ask these girls to take initiative, they take initiative, and then you shit on them for it. And then she says, I'm sick of Chanel. Okay? She like a fart in the air. Who farted? Okay, it's you, Chanel. Okay, and I was just like, I guess she thought that was funny, and I know a lot of people thought that was funny. I didn't think that was funny. I'm sorry, y'all. It's not funny. It's not funny. You have no reason to hate on this girl the way you do. Why? Tell me why you're deciding to bully her. It's not because she's fake, because you're literally mad that she wasn't being fake with the girls and lying to them about what she heard in that moment. You're literally mad that she was being honest, which is the opposite of fake. So what the fuck are you talking about, Joseline? Like, what is your real issue with that girl? And then talking about, I want all of the girls to clean this place up. Girl, this is the panorama. If you don't get a cleaning crew to come through and renovate and clean up this nasty ass old stripper bar that you done decided to rent out for shooting, girl, get the fuck out of here with this. Guy your FaceTimes Joseline while the other girls are cleaning and tells I'm sorry. Yeah, Gaia FaceTimes her and tells her that the other girls were talking shit about her too. She wasn't the only one. And Joseline like, well, why didn't you say that when you were here? And she was like, she didn't get a chance to before they jumped her and threw her out the fucking door. And she was like, okay, well, if you want to come back, then you would tell these bitches. You tell these bitches to their face that, y'all some lying ass bitches. Okay. And y'all was talking about Joseline too. So y'all some lying ass bitches. You come to them and you say that in their face. If you're not going to come to them and say that in their face, then I don't have nothing for you. Then there ain't no reason for you to come back. Joseline basically wants this girl to walk into the lion's den for her entertainment. Let me tell you something. I want Zeus to act like Bravo just for a second. Just for a second. I want y'all to betray the person that is the head of the show for the sake of the show. Meaning, a real show owes its audience something. Shout out to Courtney Kemp. Okay? A real show knows that it owes its audience something. So because Portia decided to withhold so much information on her show, her producers decided to do little things, to show us things so that the audience would not feel took. Okay? Or so that the audience would get something out of the situation. Joseline and them have the same thing going on. Y'all have got to give the audience something they want. And the truth of the matter is, we want Joseline to get her ass beat by one of these girls. Thank you, Chocolate Doll, for the super chat. I want to ride. I want to ride. I want to ride. You think you might review the Big Lex show on your site? Maybe. Because that's coming. So I might do that. Especially because I can pull it up and maybe give y'all like a watch and go type situation. You literally handpicked her, Joseline. Joseline is worse than corporate America. She is. I want the girls to be smart and just gang up on Joseline one good time. They did that at the reunion show, and now she's making everybody pay for it. That's why I feel like it should happen. Like, just let her get her ass whooped one time during the season. Bondy girls Zeus don't care. They don't even make these people have a storyline to betray. Unfortunately, her and Joseline had a falling out, but I saw a clip of her on the show. Who Joseline had a falling out with? I already know about Lexi having a falling out with her. She was mad at everybody that was trying to hold her accountable at the reunion show. They were supposed to just lie and act like she didn't treat them like shit, even though she treated them like shit. But yeah, so back in the strip club, everybody's cleaning except for Chanel and Lexi. Amber sees Chanel is weak, so she starts screaming and hollering and acting a fool about how Chanel isn't cleaning too, and she's just walking around. She's not cleaning too. And so Joseline comes in and she's like, I'm not gonna get in the way of this girl trying to take Chanel's spot. She's trying to take Chanel's spot. And it's like, the only way she should be able to take Chanel's spot is if she can outdance her, bitch. That's the only way that she should be able to take Chanel's spot, is if she can outdance her. Not if she can scream and holler and bully Chanel because Chanel is not a fighter. I would really like to know what the fuck Joseline's Cabaret is supposed to be. Is it a fight club or is it a cabaret? Let us know. Because if it's a fight club, then yeah, you want to kick somebody like Chanel and Lexi off because they're not fighters. But see, this is what she does. You want the fighters for the show. You want all the ignorant Black girls to come and fight on your show to make your show popular. And then when it's time for you to actually have people in your videos, you choose all of the white girls or the girls who look white, i.e. Lollipop. All the white girls are in the video at the beginning. None of the Black girls. Lollipop is the only Black girl, and you can't tell that she's Black in the video. I'm going to keep drawing attention to that because that is so fucking bothersome for me. That is so bothersome for me. Let me tell you something. The only reason I talk about this show is so that I can point out how problematic it is. It is a shit show. It is terrible. It is fucking terrible. And I'm going to tell you right now, I'm kind of low-key feeling like this is the last season I'm going to do with Joseline. I'm not going to do another season of this because now I see that this you feel like you've gotten a formula that's working for you. So you're not going to do anything better than what you're doing right now. And if that's the case, I don't need to see another season of this. Y'all got to Vegas. And if this is what you're going to continue to do, which is bring girls in so you can abuse them and this pimp hoe mentality bullshit that you do, this very male identified, ignorant, colorist mindset that you have towards these women to perpetuate misogyny and abuse of women. If that's something that you continue to want to do, then I'm going to tell you, I don't need to be here for it. You can do this all on your lonesome on Zeus Network without my help. This is the last season I'm going to do of this show. I'm letting y'all know right now. It is definitely giving. If y'all don't give us some type of justice in this situation, I don't have anything else to talk about with Joseline. Because I don't even like Joseline like that. I do, but I don't. She's a cult favorite. She's iconic when it comes to reality TV. But ultimately, she's a terrible piece of shit person. She is a terrible piece of shit person. And I'm not at all like entertained by watching her like abuse people. Like the way Chanel is being treated is so bothersome to me. So bothersome to me. I really don't like it. And I know that Chanel is not going to get help. Chanel not going to get therapy. Chanel not going to, cut the drinking down. Chanel is not going to go and start doing yoga and finding herself and turning her social media into some place for young women who would like her to gain confidence and find themselves and find their own power and have a better life moving forward. She's going to be one of them girls that's going to consistently let this type of shit take advantage of her. And that's sad because there's something to be gained from this. I would love for any of these girls to turn it around. Like I would love for any of these girls to go from this bullshit to like Sheila. Y'all know Sheila, right? From Love and Hip Hop Miami. Her type of setup where I'm trying to like upgrade my mentality and my spirit after going through a lot of bullshit. That's what I would like to see from some of the young women that have gone through a traumatic experience of being on Joseline's shit show. Like, but ultimately, we're not going to get that. We're not going to get that. I'm glad that Lexi was able to get her own show. I might watch it and see what it's hitting for. We might do a little watch along on the channel, on the website, when my website comes out at the end of the week. So that might be like a next week type of thing. But yeah, Jose needs her ass whipped. I saw her pointing out how much she and Rihanna look alike online. And it was just kind of like, you're like 34. What does that do for you to point out that you and another woman look exactly alike? What does that do for you? What does that do for you? Y'all, Rihanna is amazing. But Rihanna and I are the same age. Why do you think that I want to... I'm sorry, y'all. Like as a grown-ass woman, I can respect people. I'm not looking up to a woman that is my same age. Like, you could be my friend, girl. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're putting yourself in a weird position. Like, what are you doing? Like, what are you doing? You're a grown-ass woman. Why are you trying to point out how much you and Rihanna look alike? What is that? What is that? They used to call her Rihanna Man. I remember. I was there. It was all very problematic. Yeah, I'm gonna keep recording. I'm gonna keep going with the show until the end of the season, just because I do find it entertaining, ultimately. But I'm getting to that point where I did with Chance, where it's like I'm not even gonna be able to watch this shit after a while. Y'all are terrible. But before I move on to Love and Hip Hop Family Reunion, y'all know what I need y'all to do for me, right? All right, and we're back. Okay. So, Love and Hip Hop Family Reunion was actually like, what's going on? Did y'all see that Love and Hip Hop is doing an ancestry special next week? Mama D. Mama D is gonna, get that ancestry popping. Mama D, why did I need to see so much of your vagina? Why? I don't know. I don't know why we needed to see Mama D's vagina. I don't know. She had, the outfit she had on, it looked like it was supposed to cover it, but not in that order. But let's go ahead and get into Love and Hip Hop Family Reunion. So y'all, Erica tries to appeal to Peter about Amina. That fight between Amina and Peter about Peter not allowing the little boy to wear the ladybug costume and what that meant for Amina. And Amina's flipping out and doing this crazy thing that she likes to do. I really do feel like that comes from that Russian side of her. The black side of her would not allow for that type of scream to come out of her throat. It's the Russian side. Like, just throw reckless abandon to the note that you're actually supposed to be screaming in. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's definitely like, I feel like a cultural thing, the way Amina screams. Anyway, so like I said, Erica tries to appeal to Peter about Amina, not trying to hurt Peter, not being malicious. He feels like she was being malicious. She was being malicious, trying to make a moment out of me. I would never do that. And my daughter, her daughter is named after a lesbian woman, and da 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 da. And it's like, Peter, I'm sorry, not Russian, German. Thank you. I thought it was Russian. I don't know why I thought it was Russian. It was German. Thank you. Sorry. Correction. Amina's German side. Y'all know what I meant. Okay. What I meant is the non-African American, non-American side has a harsh tone to it. Okay. German, Russian, whatever white people are over there in the European, nations that are cold, those people. Okay. That screech is of them to me. Okay, like that is what I meant. Yeah, okay, like y'all know what I mean now. Okay, like that's what I mean. Okay, because I just don't hear that type of screeching. Okay, we scream up here like this. Okay, we bring the bottom to the up when we scream. You know what I'm saying? In that, and then we don't do that. Like, we don't. There's like that's not the the note in which we do. But either way, I'm just gonna go ahead and continue on. She isn't vocal on a lot of things, so she felt a way about Peter doing all of this, oh, I'm here for you shit, while simultaneously not having those same rules for his kids, which is the same thing I was saying, y'all. Like, that, this is exactly what they're talking about. I know everybody did not like the way Amina blurted it out, but essentially, I think it's because she didn't know how to say it, because she often isn't able to communicate her feelings, especially about Peter's parenting to him. I think she felt safe to say it in front of everybody, because if she had said it privately, the conversation might have went another way and she would have been hushed or made to have feel like she shouldn't have been saying anything. And I think she thought somebody in that group would defend her, and really that is what happened. Erica came to her defense in one way or another, even though she said she was wrong for the way she said it. And I do feel like she was wrong for the way she said it. I also do feel like there was a little bit of that resentment that Peter still loves Tara. I think there is a little bit of that in there, but essentially I do feel like Amina absolutely held on to that. And I don't think that's the only instance. When Amina later on says that I am so glad I don't have a son with Peter. Look, somebody's commenting the same thing. I'm so glad I don't have a son with him because it would be terrible. When she said that, y'all, that means that Peter is raising his sons to be problematic. And it's not just that he's raising them to be problematic with other people. It is the way he's raising them to understand their manhood as young Black men. And I think that a lot of people are confused about what's healthy. I think a lot of us grew up feeling like you have to teach young Black boys to be tough because of what they're going to encounter in the world. A part of that, however, is steeped in a lack of love, a lack of affection, a lack of understanding and freedom for kids to figure their shit out with their parents' guidance. So, because society finds things inappropriate, because society finds things wrong, even though it's not necessarily wrong, like this whole thing about a ladybug and the color and all of this shit. Essentially, that is a societal construct that says that that little boy wearing that costume would have been a problem. It's not a real problem. He put the costume on, he's not going to turn into dust, okay? Also, a 4-year-old putting on that costume does not mean he's gay. But because of the society that we live in, that little boy coming off as any way besides masculine as a fucking child is scary and problematic for people like us, for Black people specifically. And it's a whole bunch of different things, but it's something I feel like we have to start unwrapping ourselves from because it's toxic. And it really has no bearing on how a child grows into their manhood. It really doesn't. It has no real bearing on it. What ends up happening is you abuse these children, you cause traumatic experiences because of your overreaction to making sure that they're not feminine. I've had this conversation with people in my family before about how they overreact to their kids doing things because they want to make sure that their kid isn't perceived as feminine or gay. And in the process, they are being extremely toxic to their kids, because their kids don't understand it that way. Their kids shouldn't have to understand it that way. That's some perverted, ignorant adult shit that y'all put on kids. And then now you're putting this in a kid that something is wrong with this, something is wrong with that. And if that is who they are, they're going to internalize it. If it's not who they are, they're still going to internalize it because now they're going to be looking to make sure they don't come off that way. And then they're going to be looking to see the kids who do come off that way and finding fault with those kids because now you've expressed to them that there's something wrong with this. See how it happens? It's not that you're telling your kids gay kids are bad, but you teaching them how they should be with such vitriol, with such trauma, okay, then shows them how they should act towards these things. And yes, gay men are not a monolith. They're not. Which is what we were trying to show with the difference between Bobby and Jonathan and Zell. And even beyond that, you know what I'm saying? We all know gay men that don't show, they're not effeminate, but they're still gay men. And that's fine too. You know what I'm saying? Child. The documentaries I've been watching, when I tell y'all, I was watching Ashley Says So video about Marvin Gaye, and he is one of my favorites of all time. And I was just like, child, me and Marvin Gaye would have been fighting, okay? Because nigga, okay? Nigga, we would have been fighting. The shit that he made that wife do, I was just like, it don't matter how much, it doesn't matter how much we love Black men. They will always find a way to abuse Black women with no consequence. No consequence whatsoever. You will still be deemed as a sex icon. You will still be seen as a sweet, amazing man to the public, and allow for your wife to go around sleeping with your contemporaries to prove some point. Like Marvin Gaye wanting to watch as his wife fucked Teddy Pendergrass. Child, I was outdone. All alleged. But the way it breaks it down, and then when you think about the pervertedness in his family dynamic with that daddy being a cross-dresser and the mama having to offset for the way the daddy treated Marvin. And I say perverted because I feel like the father's abuse matched with his choosing to dress like a woman. Like social constructs that cause people to turn something that could be very simple into something very dark. You see what I'm saying? Like, so the fuck what that Marvin Gaye's dad liked to wear women's clothing. Why, however, did Marvin Gaye's dad need to be puritanic or whatever the fuck you call it with his children? You know what I'm saying? Like, why did you have to be abusive and do this to your kids while wearing women's clothes and then telling your kids that they're not shit? Okay, and telling your kids that they're soft while you're sitting there in a woman's wig. Like, you see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? Like, it was just crazy. Ashley Say So has a lot of great shit on her channel. I just got on to her because of all of the other documentaries I've been watching and people told me about her. But it just, it draws attention to the way the world will fuck up things that are so simple. Y'all, somebody created the idea that men are supposed to wear pants and women are supposed to wear skirts. Somebody created that. Because back in biblical times, everybody was wearing fucking dresses. And nobody was like, oh my God, that's so gay. Like, you see what I'm saying? Like, I feel like God created, a spectrum of light to reflect different colors. And then somebody was like, oh yeah, but only these colors are for men and only these colors are for women, even though essentially God put all of these colors here for everybody. And then y'all decided that they were only for these people and only for those people. So you put these social constructs that have nothing to do with the way people actually are. You put these pressures on top of them, and then you add violence on top of that, and they turn things that aren't that serious into profound, deep, fucked up proclivities. Okay? That little boy could want to be an entomologist. Maybe that's why he liked ladybugs. Right. And see, here's the thing. Peter keeps acting like it wasn't about the ladybug. It was about the ladybug being pink and the ladybug being a girl's costume. And I'm just kind of like, but what was your response? Because why wasn't the response, okay, so let's go look at the other ones and see if they have any other ladybug costumes over there. Maybe there was a red one. Maybe there was a blue one. Maybe there was another color ladybug costume. But you can tell the way Peter responded to it was the issue. It wasn't the actual costume. It was the way Peter responded to it, y'all. And I don't give a fuck what anybody's talking about. You can tell that Peter felt that way because Peter was doing a lot. Peter was doing a lot to act like he had Jonathan's back. He was doing a lot when Amina pointed out that he'd responded that way. So to me, you were acting like somebody that perpetuates the very thing that Jonathan and them are speaking about, which is parents having these weird, social constructs that they violently impose on their children, which is you can't like pink. You can't want to wear, you can't want to wear tights. You can't, you know what I'm saying? Just all of these different things that really it's two things. It's, yeah, you don't want your children to be other because you're trying to protect them. But you also have a fear within yourself that is not rational. And we need to kind of break that down. You know what I'm saying? Versus Peter sitting there telling Jonathan he understands and you got his back, but then still saying, I stand on the way I reacted. I stand on the way I reacted. When Amina is just saying, well, those things are in opposition of one another. Amina is a very sensitive type person. Superman wears tights. Exactly. But it's only an issue when the tights are pink or when it's a lady. But that's why I'm saying, obviously, this is about a bigger mindset. And everybody keeps trying to bring it down to just a costume. But when Amina let y'all know that it's not just about the costume, it is about the mindset that Peter Gunz has. And are we really going to act as if people don't respond differently? First of all, it is comfortable for you to see your mother or your mother figure as someone who is not sexual. Meaning her being a lesbian may be problematic for some people like 50 Cent, but for everybody else, it may not be that big of a deal. For a woman who's not biologically your mother to be a lesbian and to be masculine, that doesn't exactly equal the same thing as a man being feminine, okay? It's not the same thing and we all know it. Yes, people act terribly. People act terribly to people that don't fit into the confines. I have been chased. I have been, followed down streets with my girlfriend because my girlfriend was more masculine. So it was obvious that we were together. I think we might have even been holding hands. And a man outside of a store decided to accost us and follow us because he was just so bothered by me and my little girlfriend walking down the street, going catch the martyr from college. So ultimately, yes, everybody is violent towards people that live outside of these constructs, but we all know that in the Black community, it's a little bit different with the way that they treat Black men who are feminine. It's different. And so I feel like Peter can say all of that shit, but that doesn't equal the same thing. It just doesn't. You can yell about your your mom, your mother figure being a lesbian, all you want to. It is not the same thing as your boy children being feminine or being gay, because that is a direct reflection upon you versus your mom being gay. That's not a reflection on you in the same way. Okay. Um, Amina wasn't even there. If Tyra didn't take offense. Okay, see, this is another thing that y'all are misunderstanding. So let me read this. Amina was not there. Amina said that Peter called her and told her about what happened. So the way Peter explained it to Amina is why Amina felt the way. You can tell that Peter probably did not recognize that what he was saying to Amina was problematic, because he's talking to his baby mother, who he gets to tell whatever, and gets to control the conversation. Amina took what he said in a negative way, but could not communicate that to him. If Tara didn't take offense to Peter as their father not allowing their child to come home, why is Amina affected? Because they all have children together. So Peter's attitudes towards this is problematic for Amina. Tara has 3 Black sons, so I think that she's not the same type of mother. She is very well aware of that, of the fact that part of protecting her sons is them coming off in a certain way to everybody around them. So her fear for them, okay, her fear of people attacking her children for being feminine is the reason why Tara understands where Peter is coming from. And why she's going to defend Peter is because that fear is real for her as well. That people will do something, say something, treat her children any kind of way because one of them wanted to put on a pink ladybug costume. Okay? And Amina is absolutely affected by the toxicity with the way that Peter parents, which is why she said, I'm so happy I don't have a son with him, because it would be terrible. And I want everybody to, and this is what I don't like about what y'all do, this idea that because this is not Amina's son, that means she shouldn't have an opinion. Y'all, that is bullshit. That is bullshit. These people parent their children together, which is why Tara and Peter came to Amina to make sure that everything was good, because Amina watches those kids too. Amina takes care of those kids too. And like Tara said, we look after each other's kids. I think it is problematic to feel like one of the mothers of Peter's children cannot say, I don't like the way you handled your child, because that child isn't her child. Y'all, that's weird as fuck when y'all say stuff like that, because it makes me feel like y'all will allow for abuse of children to take place because you're not the mother. And it's supposed to take a village. It's supposed to take a village to raise these kids. And we're supposed to be holding each other accountable so that we can be better as parents versus allowing toxic behaviors to persist because that's not my kid. Even though I love that kid, I look after that kid, we take care of each other's children. We watch each other's children. How is she not supposed to have an opinion on the children when they watch and parent their children together? Thank you. What does that say? Dexa? Child, thank you, D, for the super chat, girl. I'm about to try to figure that out. Okay. I'm so happy you shed light on how damaging these mindsets can be, just as much as homophobia can be. Reminds me of the double homicide comment. Ugh, child. That shit was so problematic. Peter gives me, I don't mind if you're gay as long as my sons aren't. Yes. And that's exactly, but that's a lot of what it is. Okay. Amina is German, not American. I am aware of that. I'm aware of that. I did not say that she was American. I said the African American side, because I'm assuming that whatever Black person also created Amina probably came from America of some sort. That's what I'm assuming. I could be wrong. It could be a German Black. Of course, it could be a Black German. But a lot of the times, the men that went over there, especially during Amina's time, were probably in the service. And I would assume if they were in the service that they were probably Black Americans that were sent to Germany. But that's just, me assuming. I could definitely be wrong. But I understand that Amina is not American because Amina married Peter to get a green card. So, yeah, I'm aware. Thanks for that. Amina is essentially them kids' mama too. When them kids hurt themselves, they look to Amina for comfort too. Amina is the stepmother. I like your breakdown. I definitely didn't see the logic in that before. Yeah, I mean, Tara lives in New York. Amina lives in Cali. I don't think they help parent each other's children in that way. Okay, you could totally be open to that concept. But what I am going to say is their relationship tells me that they at one point or another look after each other's kids. I'm not saying that it happens all the time, but I am saying, okay, based off the relationship that Amina and Tara have, it seems as mothers, she said, we protect each other's kids, y'all. That's what Tara said. We protect each other's kids. I don't know what else to assume of that besides the fact that they take care of each other's kids. I think Amina shouldn't have said that in the moment. And I could see that as well. But I also feel like Amina was absolutely right in how she feels about Peter's parenting of boys. And I think the fact that everybody's acting like it's preposterous is ridiculous. Y'all know exactly what the fuck we're talking about here. Like, y'all know this is the way niggas be. So why are we trying to act like Peter couldn't possibly be this way? Amina is pointing out something that they're sitting there talking about right now as problematic. And Peter is the main one talking about he's for the gay boys. But when she points out that, yeah, you for the gay boys as long as they're not your kids, then everybody's upset at Amina. But that's exactly the attitude that we're trying to get rid of. So even though Amina's delivery was not the best, I won't exactly say it wasn't the time, because this is what we're talking about. Is it not? My cousin's son, 4 years old, was dancing one day, not shaking his butt, and she told him, boy, don't dance. I had to step in real quick and correct her. I have seen it many times and have had to say things many times about the way I feel like people in my family overdo it with making sure that the boys aren't feminine. Like way, way too much. Why can't people just want to raise their children what they were born as without being thought of as a problematic mindset? I don't understand. I have a girl, boy. I'm raising them as such. Okay, fuck the notes. Let's just do it then. You want to do it? Let's do it. Why can't people just want to raise their children what they were born as? Okay, so this is what we need for you to understand about that. Your son being a boy does not mean that he has to like the color blue. Your son being a boy does not mean he can't be gay. His sex as a boy has nothing to do with his sexuality. Okay? These things are they're all under the same umbrella as far as gender, sex, expression, all those things, sexuality, preferences. But this is what I need for y'all to understand. Your son can be raised as a boy and still be gay and like feminine things, because we are both. As human beings, we both have X and Y chromosomes. We both have masculine and feminine inside of us. Some men are more feminine than masculine. Some women are more masculine than feminine. Some have a great balance of both. Everybody does not have the same makeup of masculine and feminine. So when you say you're raising your son as a boy, what does that mean in your mind? Does that mean you have to police everything he does? Does that mean that boys have to dance a certain way? Because in real, like in history, like y'all have started to put like these things on things that were never that before. Like men were able to tap dance and enjoy their lives without being perceived as gay. Everybody that can switch a hip or pop a hip in a dance move, it's not gay just because they have a dick and can pop their hip. Like a lot of the times, the men that can pop a hip can definitely, do some things, okay, with their dicks, okay? Okay, because when I was growing up in the 90s, niggas used to be dick popping all over the place. Nowadays, y'all think anytime a man dances, that's gay. Y'all are weird about that shit. Okay? So what I'm saying to you is You're talking about raising your child as something they were born as, and you don't seem to understand. You don't know who your child was born as it pertains to their personality until they figure that out. And they're supposed to be able to figure that out under your care. We're not talking about trans people, okay? And that's another thing. I think y'all are talking about trans stuff, and that's not what we're talking about exactly. We're talking about y'all are assigning with violence a boy having to like boy things because that's the way you see it, versus understanding that boy and girl things are a social construct. And your son liking pink doesn't mean that he's gay, but also your son being gay doesn't mean he's not a boy. See what I'm saying? It's problematic because it is a societal construct that you have fear about. So you act out that fear on your child and make them have fear about something. And the fear is irrational. The fear is irrational, okay? Because essentially, you're probably having a black child. So people are going to have an issue with your child no matter what. You trying to put your child in a box to protect them is not protecting them. It's creating violence in their home that they're going to run from. And then they're going to start seeking acceptance from other people because they can't get it at home. When they seek acceptance from other people outside of your household because you have not provided a safe space for them to figure out who they are under your roof, then you leave them open to be harmed. And you're scared they're going to be harmed. But you push them out into the world when they don't line up with the way you want them to be. And that in itself causes them more harm. It doesn't make sense. And it's a social construct that basically puts you in a space to abuse your children, because if they don't fit into this box, then you're so scared for them that you want to abuse them into fitting into the box. It's very, very fucked up and weird. But this is the place that we live. And so we have to start to unwrap our minds from these things because they aren't healthy. Your kids are supposed to be able to figure out who they are under your roof, under your care, so that when they are 18, 19 years old and they go out into the world, you've provided a space for them where they have been able to figure out who they are. So nobody can't fuck over them when they get out into the world because you've created a space for them to figure it out at home. They have a safe space with you. That's the way it's supposed to be. But y'all allow for people outside of y'all household, y'all friends, y'all other family members, and your fucked up mindsets about the way men and women are supposed to look in this world. Y'all allow that to make y'all harm y'all children by not giving your children the space to just be innocent. You're looking at things through the gaze of an adult instead of looking at it from the gaze of a child that's just being a child. And now you've created a traumatic moment with your child because you're looking at this from the standpoint of an adult. And that's just what it is, okay? Thank goodness you're preaching, Bondi. Men used to wear pink. Like, honestly, I feel like a lot of things that y'all think are feminine are fucking weird. Like online, thank you for the super chat, silly. Online, I see y'all say some of the weirdest things, like a man packing his lunch is gay. I was like, what the fuck are y'all going through? Like, oh my God, what is this weird shit that y'all are on? Thank you, Sapphire, for the super chat. My mom is adopting my little cousin. She won't even let him hula hoop or wear feminine colors. I tried to talk to her, but she doesn't listen to me. It's weird as fuck. Why can't he hula hoop? He's gonna have, like, why can't he hula hoop? I don't understand. That's not feminine, y'all, to hula hoop. Y'all do know that this whole shit is not a feminine thing. Y'all, I can't even hula hoop and I can pop my ass off. That's not a, y'all, my cousin, y'all, my boy cousin, he used to always beat my ass at hula hooping. He's not gay, I'd mind you. As an adult, he is married, straight, okay? But he used to beat my ass in hula hoop. Like, I don't know why. David could always, I just couldn't get the hula hoop, y'all. I was not good at the hula hoop, okay? But yeah, y'all have got to get out of these weird ass mindsets. Y'all don't want to hear it, but y'all are like slave masters trying to like micromanage your children. You're slave masters micromanaging your children, and it's weird. And I just want you guys to be a little bit more understanding and open of the idea that you're supposed to create a space for your child to figure themselves out. not for your child to feel imprisoned. Like, woo. Oh yeah, Nikki, I remember that. The argument with giving the little boy a kitchen, even though most chefs are males. Most chefs are males, are men. My dad did most of the cooking in my household. Didn't make him feminine. See what I mean? Y'all just be aligning things that make no sense. So I went to everyone, all of the men were twerking. It's because it's called dick popping. It's called dancing. It's dancing. It's dancing, you guys. And everybody makes it something that it's not. Everybody makes it something that it's not. But the fact that y'all in y'all really don't give these little black boys any choices. You moms who are like that, y'all don't give them any choices. He can't be a chef because that's gay. Child, I wish somebody would say something. Yeah, I'm from New Orleans. Nobody would ever say that down here. Like, that's good business if you want to be a chef out here. My best hairstylist was a man. Child. And to me, it seemed like the girls who do the best lineups be the lesbians down to the barbershop. But I'm going to let it go. Anyway, y'all, moving on from there. I didn't like the way everybody, like Rich included, was trying to check Amina. I felt like everybody's coming from the same kind of low-key homophobic, misogynistic, let's check Amina for being rude while coddling grown-ass man Peter. Like, it just, Amina, you need to fix things with Peter. Man, fuck Peter. No disrespect, Peter. Like, but I also feel like, can I just say this to y'all? I think it's pussy as fuck for niggas to be mad street, but then be, ducking and dodging and hiding their tail, scared of what the gay boy is gonna say to them. I'm sorry, y'all, but I think that's ironic as fuck. That essentially y'all are supposed to be so hard, no fear. You know what I'm saying? But as soon as the gay boys might, feel away, y'all hoes is running to y'all rooms. Don't make a moment out of me. Like, be a man. Be a man. And stand up and say what the fuck it is. I'm sorry. That was bitch made as far as I was concerned. Oh, you're so scared of what the gay boys are going to say, huh? Man, the fuck up. I'm sorry. I have to say it. I'm sorry. I know what the gay folks like to do to people. But what the fuck? Who's really Peter? Peter is barely making it as it is. Like, do you think the gay boys are really going to go through hard work trying to make sure that Peter doesn't get on Rolling Loud? Do you know the placement in society you have to be in order for them to really try to cancel you? Peter, you're not even on to be canceled like that. So what are you talking about? What are you talking about? And that's what I'm saying. Like, people like Peter kill me, because when a woman checks you, you have all the vitriol in the world. You can stand up against a woman. You can fight a woman. But as soon as the gay boys even get an inkling that they might have to look your way, you running in your motherfucking room talking about don't make a moment out of me. That shit was bitch assness at its finest. At its finest. Okay? Yes, Twitter likes to drag people they do not care what you do or don't have. Like, but what I'm saying is was anybody on Twitter dragging Peter and calling him homophobic? Like, do we feel like he's not going to get, invited to the next Love and Hip Hop because of this? Does anybody feel that way? The moment wasn't what it was in the first place. And if Peter would have handled himself like a real man, like a man that has some real balls, okay, instead of one that only showcases that he has, some gumption is when he wants to fight Cisco or fuck on a female. That's the only time that you have any type of real maleness and integrity about yourself, right? Because otherwise you're running with your fucking tail between your legs, okay? No, what I'm saying is, I know the community be going in, y'all. I know that. But I also feel like niggas that be out here claiming they ain't scared and street shit and want to be all extra when it comes to women, but when it comes to the gay boys, they want to be running this shit. No, nigga, Be all of that all the time. Be a man and stand in your shit all the time. And what I do mean is that Peter could have handled that situation in another way that did not call for all of the extra shit that he was doing. He could have simply said, listen, okay, maybe this is a teachable moment for me. Maybe this is a teachable moment for me. You know what I'm saying? And they could have had a real conversation about it. So Peter could have understood. And then it would have been like exactly what the moment was supposed to do, which is help somebody understand that sometimes the way y'all micromanage your kids is homophobic. It doesn't mean that you don't like gay people. It means that you live in a society that makes you feel like your male son being any version of feminine is bad, and you need to make sure you counteract that. That is not That's not the way it should be. And that's not the way we should be continuing to raise our kids, with the idea that they have to fit into this very, very precise box of what masculinity looks like in order for them to be loved and supported, and not always fucked with. And yes, the Peter thing was a small scale, but it is a small scale of an overall mindset, which is why Bobby was saying his pastor told his mama that she shouldn't let him walk so feminine. How the fuck Bobby's supposed to change the way he walks? Somebody tell me. It is an overall attitude, y'all. And it's exactly what they were talking about. That's why Amina brought it up. And if Peter would have handled the moment like a grown ass man, instead of bitching up, screaming at Amina and running off like a hoe, and then having everybody follow behind him, so scared that the gay boys are gonna do something to Peter Guns. Like, man, get the fuck out of here with that. It was pussy to me. I don't give a fuck what nobody talking about. And y'all, whatever. I said what the fuck I said. Like, you want to be hard and shit? Be real all the time, nigga. Be about that shit all the time. Don't just be about that shit when you arguing with a woman. I don't care. I honestly don't care. No, Amina was doing the most. I honestly don't give a fuck. Peter was doing the most too. Peter was acting like a punk instead of dealing with that moment like a grown ass man. I don't give a fuck what y'all talking about. Okay? I don't give a fuck what y'all talking about. What is going on in my comments right now? Oh, okay. So we in here giving in here oh, okay. So we talking about what we cooking, and we giving recipes and shit. All right, child. Well, let me hurry up and get through so I can get off of here since I'm interrupting y'all. Okay. Um, let's see. Like I told y'all, Tara and Amina, they all eventually are going to make up because they have kids together. So it doesn't even matter. Amina in that loud screech, I need for her to stop doing that. Yes, Amina could have had that conversation in a different way, but ultimately so could have Peter. Cisco and Safari. I don't know what the fuck wrong with Safari. I mean, what the fuck wrong with Cisco? Cisco, nobody cares. Cisco, nobody cares. Nobody cares, Cisco. I wanted Safari and Cisco to fight, but honestly, I wanted Safari to be a bad man and give give Cisco a run for his money. Please give this fat ass nigga who can't really run a run for his money, because everybody thought that Cisco was gonna beat Peter's ass, and I heard that Peter actually beat Cisco's ass in that fight. So that made me feel like Safari, being a bad man, could possibly have scooped Cisco's big ass and maybe did some damage, but maybe not. I don't know. When they started to tussle, when they started to get into that little tussle that they had, and Shekinah was up there from the balcony watching, like, it's a damn shame. Okay, it's a damn shame. When that happened, I was like, yeah, Safari, you ain't really trying to fight that nigga. You really not. But Cisco, nobody cares. Nobody cares about you feeling disrespected. Nobody fucking cares, dude. Sin and Booby, that was just for the show. It was cute. He might smash later on in life, but we don't see anything happening with that moving forward. Like, nobody sees anything happen with that moving forward. Stevie had a pool party with everybody. Stevie also tried to talk to Cisco. Cisco, apparently doesn't mean to be an asshole. Child, yes, he does. Yes, he does. He's an asshole. I don't trust him. He's the type of nigga that, as a woman, well, you know how Amina has been like being real cool with Cisco, and she spent the night at Cisco's place. I don't know why women trust Cisco, because Cisco makes me feel like I will wake up and not know what happened the night before, and my nether regions will be sore. I don't trust Cisco. I would never be in Cisco's space trusting that he wouldn't take advantage of me. So I don't know what the women are going through by trusting Cisco. Kai, thank you for the super chat. I'm from Trinidad, and if a guy couldn't whine, we didn't want them because we know what that ability means, if you know what I mean. Yeah, I mean, you can fuck. That's why I said all you niggas that don't want to move y'all hips can't fuck. Maybe y'all, maybe, I don't know. I'm going to let it go, but, people who too worried about that, something be wrong with y'all. That's why a lot of y'all little girls don't know what an orgasm look like, sitting up here getting banged out with by a nigga with tight hips that don't know what he doing. But he got a big dick, so you excited. Avery Alex, y'all be just be missing out on good things in life because y'all be worrying about everything looking gay. No, niggas need to know how to move their hips. That's why God gave them hips. That's why God said men and women should have hips. That's why. They shouldn't, be rotund or anything. They shouldn't be childbearing hips on a nigga. But ultimately, those hips should be able to move in circle, okay? For the exact movement, okay? Thank you. Avery Alexander, thank you for the super chat. Let me tell you, if you're from Louisiana, most men out here are the cooks and opening restaurants, a top source of income here. Exactly, Avery. So you already know. You already know what it's hitting for. Let me hurry up and get out of here. Peter talks to Safari and Stevie J talks to Cisco. Cisco doesn't. Yeah, he asshole. Stevie J's pool party. Peter and Amina talk. He regrets saying that she can't tell him anything about his son. I already told y'all that they regretted that because they do have a family where everybody plays a part in the kid's life, and you know this. Just because they live probably the fact that they live in different places means even more so that Amina might have Tara's kids all at one time. Tara might have Amina's kids all at one time. If, Peter wants to have something with all of the kids, like you just never know when they're together, but they have been together over the years. So he told her that he knows that she wasn't being malicious. So basically everything that we've been saying about Amina this whole time that y'all have been arguing with us about, Peter then came and said that she wasn't being malicious and that she does have a right to speak on his child because they are family. So the person that y'all are defending actually came and said everything that we said. So there's that. Safari and Cisco talk with all the men around them. Safari apologizes for what we do not know. I didn't hear Cisco apologize for anything, bitch ass. And Zell throws a fashion show, so Brooke invited Paris. Paris lost a lot of weight. We didn't need to see her, but if that made Zell feel good, then fine. Everybody is getting on the mic. Safari is on the mic rapping, and Erica and her booty cheeks are like, get him the fuck off the mic. Nobody cares about his lame ass rap. And then Safari is like, he's ignoring her because she's been drinking. And she says, he lost his whole motherfucking family. She hopes it was worth it, mic drop. And it was like, that didn't have the desired effect. And I wonder if the reason why she never took up her bottoms off was because her booty looked weird, because her booty did look weird. And I think Cambella's booty looked weird too, but at least her booty looked smooth. But I think it was because they had a filter on it when we saw it. Don't put a filter on it. Show it the way it is. Don't put a filter on it. Show it the way it is. Okay. It's all bad. But to me, the ass that I noticed the most is Erica's. See how I just dropped the mic? That's what her ass cheeks are doing. They're hanging there. It's not a good look. I'm tired of Safari and Erica. They still together to this day. Fighting on this fucking show for a check. Child, I guess. All right, well, I'm done. So I guess I'll talk to y'all later. Yeah, all right. Because, y'all wasn't really talking to me. So let me go ahead and go. This video went on for too long. I ain't even mean to be here for this long. My bad. Yes, Ebony, this is important. Being a mother of a son, I'm more concerned with his character and being able to critically think. And I think that, and I thought about that because I was like, I probably would have an issue with my kid if he didn't like women. And that's just because it's like everybody in this house likes women. What the fuck's wrong with you? But essentially I would get over it and I would just accept my kid for who they are because I love my kid no matter what. And I would just want to make sure that they were smart, that they could handle themselves. And because I feel like essentially there are other ways for my kid to be impressive. And that's what's most important to me. Be smart. You know what I'm saying? Like be intellectual, be witty. Like that will probably matter to me more than whatever color they wear. That will matter to me more than who they fuck. that will matter to me more than if they have a switch in their walk is if they can take care of themselves, if they demand respect, if they don't allow people to mistreat them, and if they treat other people well and they don't have to ask me for money at 30, then I'm going to feel like that was all that really needed to be done. Who they have sex with, what colors they wear, how people feel about whether they are masculine or feminine. I feel like none of that will matter because essentially me being me, whenever I do have children, if I do have children, because I do not want them, but if I did have them, then I would feel like y'all gonna have something to say bad about my kid anyway. Y'all gonna talk about my kid bad anyway because y'all don't like me. So if you don't like me, then you're gonna talk bad about my kid. It don't matter how they come out. Y'all still gonna have something negative to say. And I'm still gonna be about stabbing y'all in the throat behind my kid. So it doesn't even really matter. You know what I'm saying? Essentially, I just want them to be healthy and happy, however they come out. You know what I'm saying? Whether they are more feminine, more masculine, like pink, like blue, want to be a ladybug, want to be a fucking teenage mutant ninja turtle, nigga. I don't give a fuck. Are you healthy? Can you count? Do you know what your address is? Tell mommy a joke. Okay, you told him to play with you. You told a lady she was racist. You're 5. Okay, I'm happy. Like, those are the things I care about. Nope, don't want kids. I do not want children. Leave me alone. I don't. I don't want them. They're noisy. They're annoying. Can y'all leave me alone about it? All right. Peace out.